Young, Famous, and African. Season 2, Episode 2, let's review. Hey you guys, welcome to my channel, Dima M. My name is Dimakato, and today we're going to be reviewing episode number 2, you guys. I've just uploaded, just yesterday I uploaded episode 1 reviews. Go back and have a look and check it out, and once you're done with that, jump back onto this one so that you can just flow with the rest of us, okay? Now, you found me rocking and dancing. I was actually dancing to Sete by KO featuring Young Stunner. I didn't know that the remix actually featured Diamond Platinums, which is the Diamond Platinums from Young, Famous, and African. So I was like, yay! I know you. Now I know why you're such a big deal. Also remember, Young, Famous, and African is still ranking number 2 in South Africa on Netflix. So go check it out, okay? It's trending. It's definitely worth your watch. I can guarantee you that. I personally enjoy it. That's why I'm here reviewing and talking about it. Now, episode 1, obviously we know how that ended. Towards the end, that's when Swanky was introducing not only 1 plus 1, but rather 2 plus 2s, if we may. Okay, so the first one was Bonang. We did expect Bonang because there was a hype up that, you know what, Bonang has joined the Young, Famous, and African cast, but we had no idea what else was gonna come. So with Bonang coming into the crew, being introduced by Swanky, we know that as she came in, Nadia walked out, followed by Khanyi, followed by Annie. All right, and when Fatana came, there was, Diamond was shook. Diamond was definitely shook by, the way Fatana looks and stuff like that. And we saw Fatana and Bonang sort of getting along, but at the end of the episode, everybody went back, shifting the focus to Swanky, asking Swanky what's going on between you and Annie. But anyway, let's look into episode number 2. Now, it starts off with Khanyi and Nadia and Annie meeting at Saint here in Sandton, and they're having lunch and talking about what really happened. I was so surprised because now Khanyi is talking about the reason why she left when Bonang walked in is, no, she's saying that she was not even there. Like when Bonang came and was introduced, she was not there in that space. But also realized that Nadia was not comfortable being in that space, or she was just looking out for Nadia. I just thought that was a bit of a lame excuse, right? Like, why walk out when someone is coming to be introduced? But that's what happened. Annie as well is just, touch and go about the situation. Actually, guys, I'm wrong. That meeting at Saint was Khanyi, it was Kaylee, and it was Annie. Nadia was not there. And then Khanyi explained that the reason why she was not there, or why she walked out when Bonang came, is because she was following Nadia, and she thinks something is up between, something is up with Nadia around Bonang. Now, Kaylee, this is not the first time. Kaylee, guys, Kaylee's got lots of tennis balls, I tell you right now. So Kaylee then goes and asks Annie and said, but what's going on with you and Swanky? Because I think the reason why Annie walked out was because Swanky is the one that was doing the introduction, and Annie and Swanky are not effing with each other anymore. So why must I sit here and acknowledge you whilst you bring in new friends? I think that's why she walked out. She walked out not necessarily because she has anything to do with Bonang, or she feels any type of way with Bonang, which makes sense. So I understood that part with Annie. But then Kaylee saw this as an opportunity to actually ask Annie, what is wrong with you and Swanky? Why are you guys... But Annie did not want to entertain this. Like, she brushed it off immediately, like, I'm not talking about this with you, sorry. Now we leave Saint with the ladies there. The next scene is now with Swanky and Nadia. Swanky is hurt, he's touched, okay? He He's touched by the fact that he brought friends in to be introduced into the group, and some people did not show, did not even acknowledge, his friends, which was Bonang and Fantana. So Swanky is speaking to Nadia. Nadia's like, no, dude, I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think you expected me to react in a certain way because it's me and because we've got history. But if it was anybody else who reacted that way, you wouldn't have taken it so personal. But Swanky was not having it. Swanky was not having it. It was like, no, but that was not cool. What's going on? That's when Nadia, but Nadia has been very smart about her words. She's not being straight up and talking exactly what's happening. She's basically saying, I remember Swanky said, well, you and Bonang used to have issues, but that was resolved. And she was like, no, it wasn't resolved. And when Swanky was like, so what's the problem? He's like, that's not the point. But that is the point, Nadia. That is the point. What do you mean that's not the point? Why are you running away from this? She then shifts their attention away from what the issue is. And I'm really now at this point wondering, is Nadia ever going to tell us what her issue with Bonang is? Because it's very clear that they used to be friends and they are no longer friends. But Swanky, again, was very touched, did not appreciate the ladies getting up and leaving when he's introducing guests, or rather friends into the group, And it's very clear that everybody expects some sort of a beef between Bonang and Nadia. Because even with Khanyi sitting with Kaylee and Annie, all she's talking about is that I'm worried about Nadia. I don't think she was comfortable. I need to get to the bottom of this, what's going on. Whereas Nadia is not about to entertain this thing. She doesn't want to make it about them. But everybody's like tiptoeing around it, like, what's going on, what's wrong? Everybody is expecting this, these emotions to start boiling up and exploding. And you can clearly see that Nadia is trying to keep it as cool as F, but and no one is having it. No one is having it. And we know for very obvious reasons. But it's very clear also that Nadia, as mentioned, her issues with Bonang is prior to her relationship with Bonang's ex. Now, you guys, the next scene is now with a Diamond. He's in a recording studio and, putting together mixes and all of that. Suddenly, Fantana walks in, looking good. You can see Diamond is just melting in that moment. Literally just so crazy about her, It didn't even take long for their conversation to be escalated to Cloud 9, you guys. Like, these two, I just could not believe it. You would swear that they know each other for so long. I like the fact that Diamond did acknowledge that, listen, I've listened to your music and I think you make good music. And I must say, I took time and I started listening to some of Fantana's EPs that she released in 2020. She released another one in 2022 and there's a new one in 2023. The 2023 one sounds really good. Just search for her, you guys. Support the sis. But she makes really good like African sound pop music, and yeah, I F with her now. Like, I could definitely listen to her, on a drive to somewhere. So yeah, respect from my side. Now, as they're talking, and they're obviously talking about a possible collaboration. Even Fantana, acknowledges Diamond and say, you know what, you're one of the biggest artists. I mean, if you go and look at Diamond's tracks on Apple Music or whatever, you'll see that he's collaborated with some of the big artists, Rick Ross, he's collaborated with Neo, he's collaborated with KO, which is Sete. So he's such a big deal, you guys. So these two coming together, I mean, I am for them collaborating. I will definitely be behind that. First to download the track and listen into it. That's why we're here, okay? We're here to support you guys. But from that moment when they're talking about music to like suddenly, because Diamond was watching Fantana's music video and obviously girl was bringing it. She was looking really hot in that video. And suddenly Diamond says to her, like, how does a man handle this? And she's like, I haven't met anybody that actually can handle this, you know. And I'm like, and he's like, why not? He says, no one has made me stay or made me want to stay, you know. And she started talking about the fact that she's never really had the best pleasure because she usually fakes. And in that moment, I'm laughing. I'm like, girl, why are you exposing us? Why are you exposing women? Of course, women fake most of the time. I think women only fake with someone they really like and they don't want to bruise their ego, and they would rather fake. Otherwise, they'll be like, you didn't make me arrive. I did not arrive. You did a bad job. But if it's somebody that you let's say you're crushing or you're trying to impress, chances are you're gonna fake and, like, you know, boost their ego a little bit because you're taking a huge like to them. And then Diamond says, you must come to my house. Come to my house? No. Girls, ladies, this is a message to the ladies. And guys, please, like, just allow me, okay? No. Okay, they met, obviously, at the awkward reunion. That was their first meeting. Second meeting is now recording studio. That's work related. You know, can we do business together? The third time they need to meet, it needs to be a date, Diamond. Why are you guys meeting at your house? Especially after this conversation you guys just had about Cloud9 and how you can get her to Cloud9. I was like, ay man, what is this? That was awkward. That was really, really awkward. But I enjoyed that scene. It was a little bit 18 plus. So now, guys, what we see next is Khanyi and Nadia come together for lunch or whatever it is. They're meeting at the Leonardo restaurant, and, you know, they're just chatting. And, you know, Nadia is telling Khanyi Power that, listen, I met up with Swanky. Swanky is not happy at all that you and I were not there for his speech when he was introducing BONANG. So now it's becoming clear, no, it's not a matter of Swanky was introducing BONANG and Nadia and Khanyi walked out as BONANG walked in. What it's sounding like is that they were not present for the speech. But I'm wondering, if that was the case, then why wouldn't Swanky, you know, call them to say, guys, can we gather everybody? Because I have an announcement to make. So it just didn't really add up. And it sounds, I think Annie's also staying in the Leonardo because, you know, Khanyi is telling Nadia that, look, I tried to get hold of her, but her assistant says she's actually left. She's not around. She's like, has she left? Has she gone back to Nigeria? And, you know, everybody's confused as to what's going on. So Nadia is explaining to Khanyi that, listen, there's a lot going on. There's just too many people having beef. You know, there's Andile having beef with Diamond because of the whole Zari situation. Also, at the reunion, it became clear that Annie and Zari are still not effing with each other. We know Annie and Swanky are tense. And then, now Swanky is not happy with these two, Khanyi and Nadia, because, you know, they did not acknowledge his speech. They did not acknowledge, you know, his guests. So it's just very messy, okay? It's extremely messy. Now, to make matters worse, I'm trying to run away from the sun, you guys. It'll go down just now. To make matters worse, Khanyi said that she was messaged by someone telling her that Baba and his husband has impregnated his banker. This was like, honestly, my heart dropped because I was like, no ways. I mean, in season 1, we dealt with a lot of, you know, Annie's heartbreak regarding Baba, her husband's infidelities. So to come back, beginning of season 2, and this is what we're dealing with. And remember, in season 1, there was a they renewed their vows. This was a big deal. This was a big story, you guys, because it was even covered by Kempire, which is an American podcaster, a big YouTuber. So, and he was talking about how crazy it is that Tubaba is now expecting his 6th child out of wedlock. My heart broke for Annie at that point. It was really sad. Now, from Khanyi Bawa telling Nadia about the story, we see Swanky also hearing about this story, okay? And despite the fact that him and Annie are not okay, Swanky decided to put that aside, put it on ice, and be there for his friend. He picked up the phone, tried to call Annie. Annie did not pick up the phone, and then he decided to send a voice note to say, listen, let me know what's going on. Are you okay? I just want to be there for you. It seems like Swanky's friends with both Tubaba and Annie, because he was quite disappointed but wanted to be there for Annie. So he sent her a voice note, just reaching out for support, I guess. Look, it was a heartfelt voice note. He was almost in tears as he's talking on the voice note, reaching out to Annie. So yeah, I believed him in that moment. So at this point, we're back with Nadia and Khanyi, and as they're talking about how the whole group dynamic is currently and the state that they are in. What can they do to try and get everybody together? I don't know if this is something that can be solved by one person, to be honest. It's just too much. So Nadia then asks Khanyi, like, okay, so it's just the two of us. Is there anyone else joining us? As we're thinking, hey, it's just them. There comes another one. Another new guy joining the group. So this was a guy by the name of Louis. And he's from Namibia. He's a new, how can I call him? Yeah, the new guy in the crew, just as you thought that, Bonang was introduced and Fontana, and that was it. No, they decided to bring in another one, which was Louis. He really looked good. His intro was dramatic. Obviously, as expected, you gotta have some sort of, a huge personality in order to even make this group of the young, famous, and African. Louis, there he was. His intro scene was shot at the Renaissance Day Spa at the Michelangelo, and he was jumping into the pool, showing off his body. He was like, yay, yay, yay. These guys are looking really good. But yeah, Khanyi was like introducing him to Nadia. Louis is explaining to Nadia that I know you, man. We've met before. We've worked together. We were shooting a music video, and I was supposed to style you, and they told me a day before, and I couldn't. They then asked me to make a celebrity appearance in your shoot, and I shot next to you with the snake, whatever. And there was Nadia saying like, "Oh, you were an extra." I remember there was so many extras for that music video. Louis Shem, you could just see him like crumbling into pieces. Like, how can you call me an extra? Like, he did not appreciate that. He did not appreciate that part at all. But honestly, you guys, Louis Liena, he's coming with his own problems. Because Khanyi Mbao is saying to him, listen, we will pull you in tomorrow when we meet with everybody. I want you to do the toast. So doing an introduction to the rest of the team to introduce Louis. And now Louis is telling Nadia that is Diamond going to be there because he's got an issue with Diamond. They've got a common ex. Hey. And he says that he's tried to reach out to Diamond to speak to him, but Diamond didn't want to. Like, he reached out to his team, but Diamond didn't want to see him. So he doesn't take a like to Diamond. And I'm like, dude, there's so much drama in this group as it is. Then you also gonna come with your own drama. Oh gosh. Like, honestly. Now we have Andile meeting with Diamond, okay, to discuss this tension between them, all right? So instead of, waiting it out like everybody else, they decided to meet and talk. I guess, guys are like that. They're more of, let's address this issue, let's talk about it. And, they were big enough to sit down and talk. And obviously in that moment, Diamond's thing is that, listen, dude, like, until I know you, you're like me, we players, dude. Like, we play. Don't play in my family. Like, don't play in my family circle, And Andile was like, yeah, but you need to be honest about, like, how you feel about Zari. I think Andile wanted to make it like, or is it that you don't want me to pursue her because you still have feelings for her? And Dam was like, no, it's not about that. It's just that I took you as a brother. And the fact that you are now eyeing my woman, like not my woman per se, but the mother of my children, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm definitely not comfortable with that. Can't you go find love somewhere else? And Andile was like, okay, I hear you and I respect that. I guess we can move on. But you can see Diamond is like very, apprehensive now with Andile. Like, he's just feeling like how now guys in my circle are like now trying to like penetrate into my family. No. Like, I'll play, but no one must come and play with the mother of my children. I guess that's what he's trying to say at this point. And Andile took that as a man and was like, okay, cool. I get it. I accept it. Let's move on. Fantana goes and meets up with Swanky, right? And just checking up on, Swanky's just checking up on Fantana to see, hey, how have you been? Have you seen anybody from the group, since the introduction? And Fantana's like, yeah, I did meet up with Diamond. And Swanky's like, Diamond? What was that about? She says, no, we had a studio session together, and so I didn't even know that they actually went. Maybe they recorded something together, which was quite cool. And Swanky was like, hey, you gotta be careful with that one, hey? Like, he is very playful as well, very flirtatious and all of that. And Fantana's like, yeah, so am I. So I do expect it to be like 50-50, that's okay. I can handle it. I can handle myself around men. That's what Fantana is saying. And she's like, no, I mean, I'm not looking for anything serious. I can, I wouldn't mind smashing and moving on with my life. I know how to handle myself as a girl like that, and obviously talking about the fact that, Diamond and Zari situation, baby mama, 2 children together and all of that. And, she made a very valid point, Fantana, saying, I get it, they've got children, but they're not the first people to have, like, children, that they're not together. I just feel like, Bonnet, they overdo it. They're constantly talking about it, reminding everybody that they're each other's, baby mama, co-parenting, whatever. Like, what is that about? They should just chill and just relax about it. And I agree, honestly speaking. Like, Zari, I don't remember Zari ever talking in a scene without mentioning Diamond and how they've got children together. That's a valid point by Fantana, Now, you guys, we get to see Annie going through her phone and receiving and listening to the voice note that Swanky sent her about the whole situation with Tubaba, her husband, apparently impregnated his banker. Annie listened to the voice note, and when she was done, she literally threw the phone across the car. Like, she just was like, what the hell is this? If you are my friend, you're not going to be listening to bloggers and vloggers about my situation. You would know exactly what's going on. She just feels like people are just waiting for something to go wrong so she can come crying about her marriage. Like, everybody must just give her a break and just stop with this nonsense. So essentially just saying, please, Swanky, like, you're faking. Like, you really don't care. You're probably just here for the drama of it. She was quite touched about the whole situation, and I can understand that, There comes this get-together that Khanyi has put together. I guess she wants to take this opportunity to introduce Louis to the whole group. And in hopes that everybody else will have an opportunity to iron out their own issues as well. As we know, kushubile in this crew, you guys. Like, the tension is so high, it's just too much. It's just too much to handle by any person. Now they get to this beautiful venue, like, okay, that's the one place I don't know, you guys. All these other places I knew them. I was like, I know this place. That one I don't know. I must go there. My man, you must know, baby. That's where we're going for our next date. I'm gonna look it up. You're taking me there. But what I really liked about it, oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. And so is the cast. I told you guys what I like about them is how they show up. They always looking good. Everybody just ate the whole look. Yay! So it was quite cool to see everybody coming through, pulling through, and all of that. And when everybody got there, now there was that dynamic, yeah, Andile and Zari. Okay, so Zari is approaching Andile, like they sort of coming to talk, and Zari can see Andile started pulling back. You know, he's not in the movie of pursuing her anymore. And she wanted to know, like, what's going on, like, what's up? And, you know, Andile, you know, telling her that he's had a conversation with Diamond, and you know what Zari said? It's like, yeah, it's probably because he can see himself in you. He can definitely see himself in you, meaning that you are also a player. That is why he's so guarded about you pursuing me. And I thought that was very smart of Zari. I think that was it. Because then if Andile maybe was somebody else that Diamond trusted, maybe he wouldn't have been so against the idea of them exploring their relationship. But I guess he just thought, how is a player like me going to now go and play with my baby mama? No, go do that somewhere else, not here. So that was a good one, Zari. Yeah, look, Zari was not impressed, you guys. I can tell you right now, like, she just was not impressed. Like, okay, so you're not going to be talking to me. Because Zari did admit in the last episode that she was sort of catching feelings for Andile. And we saw that in season 1. She was catching feelings for Andile. So just, you know, by a conversation with Diamond, you know, that sort of threw everything out. So she was quite annoyed. She could not even hide her annoyance about this whole situation. Whilst they were standing there, Diamond walks in. As he walks in, he sees them together. He's like, what the hell? This is disrespect. I'm thinking, they gotta sort it out. They gotta talk it through, you know? But yeah, he was bothered. He was definitely bothered by the fact that they're still talking. Honestly, you guys, everybody was making such a big deal about this whole situation. I mean, I just thought it was annoying as well, because then, whilst they're still talking, when Diamond is walking in and Zari and Andile are standing together, Naked DJ comes and he's like, why are you guys here together? You know how Diamond is going to feel about it. It's not looking good. And Zari is like getting now annoyed. Hey, we can't even talk. Like, are we doing anything wrong? You could see her, she was very annoyed. And, you know, she even said that, I think they both said that, you know, they both have feelings for each other and they have to sort of fight it, because why? Diamond is not comfortable. I think we just have to be honest. That's the honest truth. The reason why they're fighting their feelings for each other is because Diamond is not comfortable. As you're thinking these guys are done with this, they don't catch a break. Swanky goes to Andile, is like, why are you guys doing this? Diamond is here. Can't do Diamond man. Can't do who's Diamond, you guys? Like, why must they tippy-toe? Why must Zari tippy-toe around Diamond like that? Diamond, you know, when he expresses feelings for other people around Zari is not an issue. I thought that was dodge. That was complete dodge, by the way. But yeah, moving on to Annie's entrance. So as Annie walks in, you know, she is met by Khanyi, and Khanyi is like, where have you been? Like, what's going on? Like, you left without even telling me that you're leaving. You are back in the country without even telling me you're coming back. I'm trying to contact you. You're not answering my calls. You're not returning my messages. I'm worried about you, especially about all these rumors that has been doing the rounds about her husband and his husband to Baba impregnating another woman who is his banker. So you can then imagine why Kanye was so worried. And here's Annie brushing it off and saying, no, it's my agent, call me, blah, blah, making excuses and stuff like that. And, apologizing, but you can see Bao was like, dude, like the least you could do is just let me know you are fine. Hey, over this one. Khanyi, be honest with us and tell us what's going on with you. You have to be honest. You have to be honest and tell us what's going on with you and how you feel about Bonang. Because honestly, how can you say you forgot to invite Bonang? How can you say you forgot to invite Bonang when you are being asked, where's Bonang? Everybody's here, but Bonang is missing. And you're like, I forgot to invite her. The first time you walked out when she was being introduced and you probably knew she was coming, and you made an excuse saying that, hey, you were following Nadia and Nadia didn't seem fine, so you used Nadia as an excuse. But at the same, in the same breath, you also admitted that you don't F with Bonang because you don't understand her. So what's going on with you? Khanyi, you like to play safe. That's what I can tell you. You like to play safe, but you definitely have an issue. The fact that you didn't invite her means something. So remember, Khanyi did say to Louis, listen, come to this party, this get together tomorrow, and you're gonna do the toast, right? Obviously, Louis took this to heart, and as Khanyi is getting everybody's attention, going like, excuse me, everybody, trying to get everybody's attention. Louis walks in, and she's like, is he crazy? Like, he missed his cue. Like, I haven't called for him yet. He walks in, but that was awkward, Liana. He walked in without really being formally introduced and welcome, but he walked in, and Kanye did introduce him to the crew, to the group, and as he was trying to say his toast, of which he says he has practiced all night and even dreamt about the speech. You can imagine you meeting a group of people. You know that these people are A-listers, big entertainers in Africa. They are big personalities. You want to get there and you want to be respected and be regarded as something big. Obviously, you're going to make sure that you know your lines, you know what you're going to say, so that you can make an impression. Hi! Guy is waiting for his cue. Did Kanye not just decide she's going to use that opportunity? Instead of allowing Louis to talk, she's going to start talking about other issues that the team is having. Not the team, but the crew is having. That was such a funny moment because Louis is like, this is my moment. This is my moment. Guys, in that moment, and I can say because then Kanye decided to take that, that moment away from Louis and address people about the events of the last event that Louis knows nothing about, and started addressing people one at a time and calling everybody F you, F you, F you. Hey, nobody appreciated that, eh? People were pissed. Angela was like, no, there's people we don't know here that we are yet to meet, and this is their first time seeing me, and then F words are being thrown at me. What do you think these people would think of me? Certainly, Annie did not appreciate it either, because she was like, I'm a mother of a teenager. How can you call me like F you in front of all these kids? And everybody's like, what's going on? What's going on with Kanye? Like, how are you taking this moment away? Aren't you supposed to be introducing a guest? Aren't you supposed to allow him to talk? Instead, you decided to just go off a tangent and call people names. She lost it completely. Let me just tell you, the episode ended with everybody pissed. But anyway, everybody, that's all I have for you today. If you haven't seen the episode, go and watch it, okay? And after you watch it, come and watch my reviews, and please comment with what your experience was, how you actually found the episode. Okay, let's make it interactive. But if you are still watching to this point, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, share it with your friends and everybody else. Have a good evening. Bye.